Hey everyone, I'm Petrie.
I'm Chris.
And welcome to another exciting episode of New School Republic Pro Wrestling Podcast. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a while.
It's been a long time, life gets in the way.
It does.
I think we need to go over, what we've been going on, what's been going on in our lives. So let's go ahead.
Yeah, we've been very busy with work.
Yeah, extremely busy. So, I'm busy getting that money, making it happen, in the market for a car and looking at houses because, just starting the ball rolling on that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely is,
My priority is mainly just, going to work and hitting the gym. That's the big thing for me, but...
Well, that's one of us.
Yeah. I gotta get you there, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I need.
We all need to go to the gym,
Yeah, but one of the things I want to do right now is I want to, not need to. Well, I guess I need to too. I need to talk about wrestling. So let's go. Let's talk some wrestling.
All right, so we're back to Impact, Global Force, TNA.
I don't want to talk about wrestling anymore.
I know. Doesn't that just kill your spirit?
Things were going so well.
We're
back.
I know. And then we started like this.
Let's go back to the TNA or Impact or Global Force.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here we go again. We were actually taping one show beforehand. That was when the whole Jeff Jarrett debacle happened.
Yeah.
We taped the show, but then we actually lost it because of we had computer problems.
Thanks, Audacity.
Yeah. So Audacity kind of hurt us on that. But we were talking about Jeff Jarrett and that whole debacle.
And honestly, that thing would have been topical when we would have released it. Because there's some new information. He was kicked out of. He went back to TNA. They got kicked out of TNA, and a couple months later, for a bowl game, he went back.
Yeah.
What?
I don't understand. My problem with this whole thing is with TNA, Impact, Global Force, whatever it is this week. That's the problem. Whatever it is this week. And you can't run a company like this. And here we go again. It's a new regime, yada, yada, new management team, new creative. Half of the audience probably left by now because it's TNA.
Checked out years ago.
Yeah, it's Impact. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares anymore. And I'm sad to say it, but nobody does. I mean, there's a very small, minute group of people that care about this company.
I love that. Well, you're one of them, and that blows my mind.
I know. I want to believe in it so bad, but it's just.
I totally get that. I was like that when Hulk Hogan came in. It's like, they're going to do this. They're going to do that. Everything they said they were going to do with differently in the... What, WXF?
XWF.
XWF.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is going to be different now, brother. And okay, great, show me. And they didn't do dick.
I know, it just bombed. It bombed bad. And, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on. Politics, of course, and Dixie Carter not being able to run and figure out the company. But, here we are again. It's another regime change and all that. I mean, first off, when they changed to Global Force in the summer... They used the Global Force, the Global Force belt. So they used that for the World, the Tag, and then there's another, I guess, Women's or whatever. But now all they did now they're going back to Impact, which they already did. They just put a plate over the belt. It's the stupidest looking thing. And the poor, it's just pathetic.
This poor belt.
I know.
I feel for this inanimate object.
But then they had Eli Drake as a champion, and you feel bad. It's just like this poor guy's got to try to make this work. Right. And he has a stupid looking belt with the, your company cares so much, just throw a label on it. I mean, it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
I've seen garage indies that do stuff like that.
I know. It's what not to do with a company 101. They should write the book. TNA.
Again, I'm just so I'm just so fed up talking about them.
Well, yeah. You're checked out, and you have every right to be. And see, that's what makes me mad about people online, the fans or whatever they are. They get so annoyed and so snappish when you tell them the facts. Yeah. They can't stand it because it's an abysmal failure. This company is a failure.
I guess it's almost like the same people who kind of defend the NFL. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, the NFL is this, the NFL is that. What do you mean they're not watching? It means I refuse to watch.
Yeah, and that's okay.
That's all it is, yeah.
And it's okay for fans to be annoyed with TNA. And it's okay for fans to put them down. Because they have a right to be. They earn that. They earn that. With everything they've done, they've earned that. And it's just I have no sympathy for them. And then, Jarrett's whole Global Force nonsense that went nowhere. And now he's having, games for the basketball league in Memphis. You know what? Come on.
Bowl games.
Yeah.
Bowl games.
Terrible.
They probably would do something for the Final Four. I don't know anything about college sports.
Yeah.
Refuse to know anything about college sports.
It's awful. And it's just they haven't updated that Global Force website or whatever. Who knows what it is now? Who cares? It's in the toilets what it is. But, I mean, now you have TNA having to backtrack and say, well, we're Impact again. We're Impact. I mean, it's just stupid. And they've had a mass exodus since that time.
Again, another one.
Exactly. It's like every week I'm like looking online or talking to wrestling fans or finding out news, and it's saying like this guy's gone, this one's up, and the contract's not getting renewed. I mean, it's just recently. I mean, we lost EC3. He shows up on the NXT night, the Takeover night on Saturday, like last Saturday actually. He shows up there. I mean, you have Rockstar Spud. He's the general manager of 205 Live.
That's cool. I like that.
It'll help him, I think, a little bit. And then you have Lashley pretty much out the door, and then Jeremy Borash just signed. I mean, my God, it's like just close the doors. There's no point. There's no point.
You've actually lost your creative team when you let Borash leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the core of that company's gone. Yeah. So what's the point? There is none. Right. And now the new management team, which is Don Callis, Scott D'Amore, who's not new at all. He's been there since 2003. I mean, there's just... It's not a new management team. It's just a recycled one from early 2000s. And they're going to try to reboot this for the 100th time. It's not going to work, and it's already not working. You make Austin Aries the champ as soon as he comes back. So it's basically saying Eli Drake's whole reign was pointless.
Yeah.
Honestly, he comes back and boom, wins the belt. It's stupid. It's not a new regime. It's not a new day. It's just the same old booking and the same garbage you're used to. So there's no point. So I don't understand. The only thing that was new and different was actually coming from, which I've said before, the NWA. You had exactly. We're going to talk about them. We're going to do a whole other podcast about. I know. See, and there's a reason to, and it's what I've said all along. There's a guy that owns a wrestling company that's in charge of creative. There you go. It's not very hard.
No, yeah. I mean, well, he also makes it entertaining.
And we're going to go into all that
too.
There's reasons. There's reasons for you to care. And see, it's the only saving grace of TNA right now.
Yeah.
Maybe like most of it, I would say. They have the Josephus, or whatever his name is, against Tim Storm.
Tim Storm in that empty arena match.
Yeah, and it's not a new concept, but there's a reason for it.
Right.
And there was a good build towards it.
I thought it was really interesting that they have this really heavy feud that's not for a belt.
Yeah.
Really? Wow, that's kind of like refreshing.
Yeah, it's just different.
You turn on WWE TV and it's, every feud is for a belt.
And that's like a whole other, I mean, WWE
that's
today.
His own thing. Yeah.
WWE today reminds me of WCW 1998.
That's just poor writing.
Yeah, and there's just so many people. There's too much. How can you possibly have all these belts, all these people, and have enough time and energy for everyone to watch all of it and care about it? It's impossible.
It really is impossible.
I mean,
how many programming hours a week? What, 6?
6 or 8? I mean, you got the Cruiserweight show, you got the NXT, you have Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Isn't there not? There's this.
So Raw's 3, SmackDown's 2, 205's 1, NXT's another one.
And then there's the Facebook.
Plus a Facebook show. Well, we're not really going to count the that's not.
It's like a special, I guess, but it's still on right now. And then isn't there
then you got pay-per-views, which is 1 or 2 a month.
And then there's the whole network, for God's sakes. And then there's also isn't there another show they have, not Superstars, but something else like that anymore? Or is that kind of gone? I don't know.
Oh, Main Event.
Maybe something like that. I don't know what else is left, but
yeah,
there's just too much.
That's a lot of programming.
It is. It's a lot, and how can you keep up with it or care? I mean,
well, I think they're trying to. They kind of did it right for a while with the brand split. It's look, I only have enough time to devote to one brand. Honestly, back in the day when it was I think what was the build up with Batista and Triple H going into WrestleMania? Was that 20?
I think 21, yeah. 21? That was 2005, yeah.
So, yeah, I was busy Monday nights, and I couldn't watch Raw. But I was watching SmackDown a lot. So I watched a good chunk of the feud between Cena and JBL. And I got really familiar with that brand. Look, I'm totally fine with that. Keep them separated.
I never liked it, but...
Yeah, okay. But that's all one company. And, you do have your faces and names there. And, it was just look, you're not everything's all together. Not everything's mishmashed. You don't have certain faces getting more time than others. It's fine. I like it.
I never got into it, but whatever.
It's when you keep the brands separated, that's why I like it. When you start, bleeding things together, it's just yo, doc, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. I mean,
It's a lot.
Well, there's just too many people. Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd have to do the brand split.
Yeah. If you have too many people, just cut it in half. Mm-hmm. And like, hey, if you want to watch these guys, watch this. If you want to watch those guys, watch that. Great, I can handle that. But if you're just going to throw everything in one big pot,
we got to release some guys, get rid of them, clean them up.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to release people. But like, my whole argument is, it's like, look, give me something that's manageable. Mm-hmm. This is just wrestling alone. Mm-hmm. This isn't like, me trying to get to the gym. This isn't like me working. This isn't, I play games. I got to cut out time for that. I have family obligations. I'm trying to get a relationship started. It's just really hard.
I know.
Look, it's just some things just can't be at the forefront.
Well, plus, I mean, it's just, it's a lot of programming. I mean, with TNA, though, I mean, they have the same kind of, they don't have anywhere near the amount of talent that WWE has right now, but, like, roster-wise, but they do have a lot of content, too.
Well, I was going to say that's shocking, but they do have a lot of TNA guys.
Yeah, they do, yeah. I mean, if you watch it now, it's like TNA from like 3 years ago.
Roderick Strong, AJ Styles, Eric Young, Bobby Roode.
They're all over there.
I'm missing a big one.
EC3 now.
EC3 now.
Technically, Kurt Angle, if you look at it, that way.
No, I technically no, because you got to also say the same thing with like Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, you could say that. But I mean, the Hardys, all those guys. I mean, it was TNA a few years ago. Now look at it. It's just like, but it just keeps stringing along and going on, and who cares? What is? I mean, if a fan could tell me what is the reason to watch TNA right now? What's the reason?
I can't answer that. I don't watch it.
Exactly, but the thing is, like, there is none. Like, there's nothing left. It's been depleted so bad. Everybody's gone. They keep going. Like, every other week there's guys leaving. Like Chris Masters, whatever, Chris Odonsky or Nagonsky, whatever his name is, he just left. I mean, they're just constantly going. It's like I've never seen such a mass exodus in my life. There's so many guys leaving.
I think TNA. Well, you can't say like, oh, they're damned since they lost this guy, because they've lost how many people? They've lost enough people to start like 2 new companies.
Exactly. I mean, it had to be 50 or 60. I mean, it's a huge list. Just throughout 2017 to this point, tons of guys. I mean, it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. James Storm too. He's gone. I mean, there's nobody left that you can identify with.
Yeah.
And I don't want to start again. I don't want a new regime. I don't want all these new talents that I don't know and have to invest and watch. Why?
Honestly, just don't restart it again after a month ago saying, oh, we're going to restart it again.
Yeah.
No, honestly, just fold up.
Yeah.
Just fold up, guys. Come back in a couple of years, gauge the temperature of the room, and come back.
I've never seen
there's no harm in that.
And they can say, well, the product's picking up or whatever. That's fine, but there's going to be an automatic turnaround.
You're just going to restart it again.
Exactly. There's going to be screw ups, and it's just the same nonsense over and over. I mean, they got Brian Cage. That's great. But he's going to leave in like 2 years. No one's sticking around for the long haul. Alberto,
2 years. 2 years is being kind.
Exactly. Alberto El Patron, or whatever his name is, he said he's leaving. He wants to go back to WWE in 2019. He's not sticking around.
No, he's not.
Come on. I mean, who cares about him anyway?
They released him anyway.
I know. It's just so bad. Mm-hmm. And I'm not like a pro WWE guy at all. I'm just a pro, let's make something work and actually make it worthwhile, worth watching.
Just make it watchable.
Quit changing it 100 times.
Right.
You brought the 6-sided ring back, then you took it away, and it's back, it's away, it's back. I mean, now it's away again. It's ridiculous. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is the point? Doing? They've never had an identity. I don't understand, from the get-go, why didn't they just call it the NWA? That's all they had to do. We're the NWA. We're back. This is it. You like it? You don't? Yeah. Oh, well.
Now, can we please talk about the NWA?
We will. That's coming up on the next podcast. Because there's just no point of talking about TNA anymore. I could care less. This is the 100th reboot that's going to fail miserably in 2-3 months. Yeah,
this is our 100th episode of us doing a reboot.
Exactly.
They're not doing this anymore. I was like, we're going to come back.
Mm-hmm. It's just not going to work. I mean,
you know what I mean? If you listen to this for years, honestly,
their only saving grace possibly is just working with these other indie feds. But even that's a big stretch.
No, other indie feds are there. They don't need TNA.
I know, but they're working with some. They're doing one night only shows and that. So
if you have a strong internet, presence, you're fine.
Exactly.
There's a company in south of us. And that's Washington, Westmoreland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rise Wrestling.
Yeah, Rise Wrestling. They just got signed to IndieWrestling.us.
Mm-hmm.
IWC is a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
you're nothing with that internet crowd. Honestly, now.
Yeah, it's interesting how we went from television to the internet's the new thing. Because when you look at it,
well, I think a lot of experts saw the writing on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because no one's gonna pay TV prices anymore. No one's gonna pay for. No one wants to pay for cable.
Well, that's what
the only reason why people pay for cable is just sports, live sports.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, and that's why I always said, like, even with my coworkers, like 5 years ago, I was saying they're gonna come out with something where you pick your own package. You pay like for a certain amount of channels, like $20-$30, and there you go. And that's where we're at pretty much now. And it's just everything's changing. It's so different, and that's a whole topic too to go into, like how the internet's changing wrestling, how it changed wrestling. You look at back at one of the first internet wrestling events was like the UPW show, back in I think California, and now look how far it's come.
Right.
So it's big. So that's our rant on TNA. I mean, that's all the time we're giving them. I don't care anymore.
Please, just never talk about TNA.
Brandon's checked out. I really don't care unless there's some life-changing event that happens in that company. It's just not worth covering.
They better come out and say like, oh, we don't know how we did this.
Yeah.
But Dixie Carter came out with the cure for cancer.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I want to talk about TNA.
Yeah. So I mean,
a big medical breakthrough. That's what I want.
So I mean, pretty much from now on, our only coverage of TNA is going to be like who's released and what else is happening. But you're not going to get a podcast again.
Well, I'll make fun of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just not worth talking about. I'm sorry. Like I don't mean to offend anybody, but blame that product, blame management, blame Jeff Jarrett, Dixie Carter, Vince Russo. The list goes on and on.
Like if you're seething right now listening to this, I was like, look, I'm gonna level with you. If you're upset with how I can't believe these guys are saying these things about TNA, it's true. Mm-hmm. And I understand how much that hurts. You pumped all this time, all this money into it. Mm-hmm. I totally get why you're upset.
Sure.
But guys, I'm telling you now, just walk away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Just walk away from TNA. Go take up another hobby. Go take up like woodworking or something, painting, writing, gardening or something. Take up anything else.
Exactly.
Take up anything else that's worth your time.
Help a senior citizen across the street.
Right. Help a senior citizen cross the street, and then take her purse. Guys, honestly, go into crime.
Yeah.
Go in the crime. Don't watch TNA. Go in the crime.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's
do drugs.
Yeah, unless there's a miracle that happens this year with TNA, I think we're pretty much.
I seriously want a medical breakthrough to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a miracle, we'll cover it, but highly unlikely it's going to happen.
No,
it's just not worth talking about anymore. It really isn't. I'm sorry.
Where are they getting this money?
I guess Edward Norton or whatever his name is.
Ed Norton.
No, not Edward Norton. I'm sorry, Ed Normham or whatever. I don't know.
Oh,
the new company just bought it.
Panda?
Not Panda. It's the other one.
Anthem?
Yeah.
Oh, the owl.
Yeah. So, which I mean, it's just
I just can't do it.
They've done everything they could to make the fans walk away. So congratulations on that. They did an excellent job with that. So I mean.
Look, I want to believe in companies.
Yeah.
I've gotten into so many companies now. Like, I've gotten into a couple local companies around here, gotten into NXT. I feel like I hit WWE, way harder than I've ever had before. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, there's other companies to watch out there. So, if, don't give up on wrestling, but just, it's okay to give up on Impact. It really is.
Yeah. Until they show something that you like. Don't feel like you have to hang around just they need my support. No.
Yeah, don't feel like Mick Foley did with the AWA where he felt obligated to watch because it was wrestling.
Yeah.
Just feel like, it's okay to walk away from some things.
Right.
It is. And that's what we're doing right now with this podcast. We are officially walking away from TNA. Mm-hmm. We don't care anymore. Unless there's some
many people have quit many things.
Yeah, so I mean, if they're going to do something really productive for us to actually watch, and there's one hell of a turnaround, we'll cover it. But until then, who cares?
I don't know what could save that company.
I don't really think anything. It's just too tarnished.
Shutting down, honestly.
Yeah.
Shutting down and coming back in 2 years, start the new company again, new everything.
That's what they should have done. They shouldn't let Jeff Jarrett get involved. They should have just shut it down for months and just really thought.
Jakarta went dark.
Yeah. It's okay to go dark for a while. I mean, money-wise, I guess not. But, I mean, with Jeff Jarrett, all he did was just tarnish the reputation even more and make things worse. They didn't help at all. He didn't help the company at all. He just ruined it even worse than it already was ruined before. Mm-hmm. I'm done with it. Who cares? We're moving on. I'm Chris.
Oh, I'm Petrie. Is that it?
Good night.
Yeah. Hey. Well. Hey. Don't forget to check out our Facebook group, NSR Wrestling, or NSR Pro Wrestling podcast. You can find that on Facebook. We have a page, but honestly, a lot of the action's on the group. Mm-hmm. You can come check out our Twitter at NS Republic. Mm-hmm. Come check that out. And that's pretty much all we have. Still got to get the iTunes and Stitcher and what have you going. But hey, we're back, baby. Pretty much. We should really post this episode. We'll just post this episode right now.
Sounds good.
Let's do it, baby.
We're doing it.
All right. Well, have a great night, everyone.